When he got shot the last time, that was his sixth time getting shot. So don't act like I was on trial for a good Samaritan.
What if the man behind your favorite rap anthem, the one filling arenas, climbing charts, and shaping street culture, was also accused of orchestrating cold-blooded murder? This isn't just music. This is power. This is survival. And in Baton Rouge, in the fall of 2009, survival meant someone had to die. Terry Boyd was no ordinary man. A former correctional officer who turned to heroin dealing, he had already survived 6 shootings before. He was known as a street legend, someone feared and respected. After serving 4 years behind bars, he wanted to restart his life. But just 12 days after his release, he was gunned down inside his home. And almost immediately, the whispers began, Boosie did it. But why? Why would one of the South's most celebrated rappers, with fame, fortune, and fans at his feet, risk everything? The answer, investigators believed, lay in a threat, a letter, and a deadly promise whispered in the shadows. In the weeks before his murder, Boyd had been making dangerous threats, not only against rivals but against Lil Boosie himself. For Boyd, it was personal. For Boosie, it was survival. And when pride collides with fear, blood becomes the currency. On the night of October 21, 2009, a plan unfolded inside Boosie's home. Money on the table, names on the line, and $25,000 allegedly promised for Boyd's death. 17-year-old Marlo Mike Louding, eager, reckless, and loyal, accepted the contract. Hours later, he crept to Boyd's window, raised his weapon, and fired a single shot. Terry Boyd collapsed instantly. Just like that, his life was over, and a war had begun. The call soon followed, "It's done." Boosie allegedly handed Marlo Mike $2,800 in cash, blood money for a man's life. But what shocked investigators even more was what happened next. Minutes after the murder, Boosie returned to his studio and began recording. Songs like 187 and Body Bag appeared to echo the crime, with chilling lyrics that seemed to celebrate death. Could a hit have been hiding in plain sight, inside his own music? The trial that followed became a spectacle. Prosecutors argued Boosie was a hired killer, pointing to lyrics, tattoos, and lifestyle as proof of guilt. They revealed Marlo Mike's AK-47 tattoo with the words, "Yo Boosie, who's next?" as evidence of their deadly pact. But the defense painted a different picture, claiming the state was targeting a famous rapper while ignoring other possible suspects. They suggested Boyd's real enemies were elsewhere, pointing fingers at Michael "Ghost" Judson, a man Boyd had allegedly robbed in prison. Then came the twist that changed everything. Marlo Mike, the star witness and confessed hitman, took the stand and changed his story. He now claimed Boosie never paid him, and that he never killed Terry Boyd. His earlier confession, he insisted, was forced by police through threats and lies. The courtroom was stunned. The prosecution fought back, playing recorded jail calls in which Boosie's associate coached Marlo Mike to stick to the script and blame the police. But with no physical evidence, no DNA, no weapon, no eyewitness, the case against Boosie began to unravel. After 6 days of testimony, the jury returned its verdict on May 11, 2012. The courtroom held its breath. Then came the words, "Not guilty." Boosie, once facing life behind bars, lowered his head in relief as his mother wept tears of joy. Fans celebrated outside, while Boyd's family sat shattered, convinced that the man responsible for their loved one's murder had just walked free. But Boosie didn't walk into full freedom. He was sent back to prison to finish an 8-year sentence for drug charges. Meanwhile, justice pressed forward in silence. In 2013, Marlo Mike, just 20 years old, was convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to life without parole. His apology in court did nothing to soften the blow. His life was gone, too, locked away forever. To this day, Boosie insists on his innocence, claiming he was targeted, not guilty, and merely caught in the crossfire of fame, fear, and the system. For Terry Boyd's family, though, the pain cuts deeper than any verdict. Power fades, loyalty betrays, and justice isn't proof, it's what you're left to live with. No amount of money, music, or influence is worth a life lost. Because in the end, everyone bleeds the same, and every mother cries the same tears.